Hi, I'm Kendra Rohrabaugh, here to bring you the MoveWell workout of the month for June. This month's workout has a kickboxing theme, so you're going to see movements that you might recognize from a cardio kickbox workout. As usual, we're going to jump right into the workout, so if you're not warmed up, pause the video, do a quick warm-up, and then come right back. Remember that each movement will have a make it easier and a make it harder variation. You can watch Stephanie if you'd like to do the make it easier variation, and keep your eyes on Amelia if you'd like to make the movements harder. Okay, let's get started. We begin with a low jab and a side kick. You're gonna jab down with your right hand and kick to the side with your left foot. Ready? Begin. So notice that when I punch low, I'm not bending down any lower than I can go without lowering my head below my heart. Amelia's added a little bit of a hop in her step, and she's reaching lower towards the floor. Stephanie's just kicking out or tapping out to the side instead of kicking. Rest. All right, low jab with your left hand, kick to the side with your right foot. Begin. Notice that when I plant my standing leg to kick to the side, I'm pointing my toes out just a little bit. That's gonna angle your joints so that side kick protects your knee. Rest. We have a lateral shuffle with a walking burpee. Depending on how much space you have, you'll shuffle to the side just a few steps and then go to the floor. If you have lots of room, make it big. If you don't have lots of room, you can still do it, make it small. All right, begin. Stephanie has taken out the burpee and she's doing the lateral shuffle only. Amelia's making it a little bit harder by hopping back into the burpee instead of walking. Make sure that you bend your knees and sit into a squat in order to get your hands to the floor. Set your hands all the way down, nice and flat, before you step back. Rest. Next, we have an inchworm. We'll turn to the side for you. Ready? Begin. So for your inchworm, tiny little bend in your knees, fold forward, and walk your hands out until you're in a plank. Reverse that movement until you're all the way up to standing. Stephanie's making a little bit easier by bending her knees and not going quite as far with the walkout. Amelia's adding a balance challenge by lifting her leg as she does the forward fold and the walkout. She's alternating legs. Rest. Hooks and uppercuts are next. This one's great for your arms and shoulders. Stand with your right foot slightly in front of your left and hands right in front of your chin. The right hand hooks and the left hand cuts up. Ready? Begin. Notice the pivot that we're doing with our feet. You can add that pivot too, and if you want to make it harder, add a little bit of a hop in your step like Amelia. Rest. Hooks and uppercuts on the other side. Step your left foot slightly in front of your right. Your left hand will hook, your right will uppercut. Ready? Begin. With both your hook and your uppercut, let your target be somewhere between shoulder and face level. Rest. Alternating front kicks. Stand in an athletic stance, bend your knees slightly, we kick to the front. Begin. Notice how I'm kicking about hip level. You don't have to kick that high. Stephanie's keeping her kicks a little lower. Amelia's making the work just a little bit harder by reaching overhead between each kick. You can add a hop in your step too if you want. Flex your foot and lead with your heel. Rest. All right, set up in a reverse tabletop. Have a seat, bend your knees, and place your hands behind your hips, fingers pointing towards your heels. Keep your shoulders back and your chest lifted and bring your hips away from the mat. Trying to make like a tabletop with the front of your body. And we begin. I'm gonna add a march, lifting one foot and then the other foot, trying not to let my hips lower down as I march. If picking up one foot is uncomfortable, you can stick with Stephanie and just lift and lower your hips. Amelia's making this one even more difficult by reaching with her opposite hand towards the lifted leg. Rest. Let's lie back for a modified bicycle crunch. Hands go behind your head, keep your elbows away from your face. Ready? Begin. Stephanie's made this modified bicycle crunch just a little bit more manageable by keeping both feet on the floor and doing an alternating oblique crunch instead. Amelia's making it harder by not putting her feet down at all. And rest. Half lift-off push-ups. Lie all the way down. Keeping your knees down, we're gonna press all the way up into a kneeling push-up. You can elevate your knees and then come all the way back down, lift your hands, and then start over. That was a demo. Let's begin. Stephanie's making this one easier by keeping her knees down the whole time. Amelia's gonna keep it right here. Watch me if you wanna make it harder. Instead of leaving your knees down as you push up, lift them. Set them down on the way down. Rest.
So I say jump, I jump to a jump. Oh, I say jump, I jump to a jump. It might just make you feel better, it might just make you feel strong. It might just take you somewhere that you never would have thought. It might just set you free, it might just take you higher. It might just take you somewhere that you never could foresee. What are you waiting for? 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 Jump, jump to a jump. Oh, I say jump, jump to a jump. It might just make you feel better. Some things left unsaid, but better left right there. Some things you can't fix, but better left unbroken. Some things are for a reason, some things are for the best. Something good might happen to you if you give it all your best. So I say, what are you waiting for? 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 Jump, jump to a jump. Oh, I say jump, jump to it. 'Cause it might just make
Round two. We start with a low jab on the right hand and a side kick with the left foot. Begin.
jump to it. Oh, I say jump, jump to a jump. Oh, I say jump, jump to it. With all your body, with all your soul, with all your being, with all that you own. With all your body, with all your soul, with all your being, with all that you own. I say jump, 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 jump. Oh, I say jump.
Rest. All right, other side. Low jab, side kick. Begin. Rest. All right, lateral shuffle, walking burpee. Begin. Even if you're in a really small space, you don't have to eliminate this exercise altogether. Maybe take out the shuffle and work on the walking burpee or the full burpee like Amelia. Rest. All right, inchworm. Ready? Begin. Once you've got the hang of this movement, concentrate on going through full range for you. So when you come back, stand all the way up before you start over. And when you walk out, come all the way to your best version of a plank before you reverse the movement. If your back or your legs are a little bit tight, Stephanie's version of the walkout will be a little easier. Rest. Hooks and uppercuts. Right foot slightly in front, right hand hooks, and left hand uppercuts. Begin. Whichever variation you've chosen, be sure to keep your knees slightly bent. And remember to add the pivot. Rest. Hooks and uppercuts, other side. Ready? Begin. Rest. Alternating front kicks. Ready? Begin. Again, whatever version you've chosen, keep your knees slightly bent, flex your feet, and lead with your heels. Keep your abs nice and strong. Rest. Reverse tabletop with alternating march. Ready? Begin. Your form is really important here, so remember to keep your hips lifted, your chest lifted, and your shoulders back. Try not to let your shoulders collapse towards your ears. Keep pushing down into the floor. Rest. Modified bicycle. Ready? Begin. Whichever version you've chosen, try to keep your fingertips light against the back of your head and your elbows wide away from your face. Think about leading with your shoulder instead of your elbow. Rest. Half liftoff push-ups are next. Remember, I'm gonna do the make it harder variation. Stephanie's got the make it easier, and Amelia's taken the middle of the road. Ready? Begin. Push-ups are so good for you, but they're really challenging. So try to think quality over quantity here. And if you need to slow them down, don't worry about how many you do. Just make sure that your form is really good. Rest. Round 3, low jab with a side kick. Ready? Begin. Rest. Low jab, side kick, other side. Begin. Rest. Lateral shuffle with walking burpee. Ready? Begin. Rest. Inchworms are next. Ready? Begin. Rest. Hooks and uppercuts. Set up your stance. Begin. Remember, your imaginary target is somewhere between shoulder and face level. Keep a flexed muscle. Rest. Hooks and uppercuts, other side. Ready? Begin. Rest. Alternating front kicks. Ready? Begin. Rest. Reverse tabletop with alternating march. Ready? Begin. Rest. Modified bicycle. Ready? Begin. Rest. Half lift off push-ups. Remember, I've got the make it harder variation. Keep your eyes on Stephanie to make it easier. And for the middle of the road, eyes on Amelia. Ready? Begin. rest. And that's it. Great job. I hope you had an amazing workout. Remember to take a little bit of time to stretch, and we'll see you next time.